The 2021 MLB trade deadline is fastly approaching. And in today's video, we're going to look at some of the latest MLB rumors and news, and we are going to buy or sell that latest rumor. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, 88% of you in the month of May are not subscribed to the channel. So get your life together. Hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn notifications, and leave a like. Now let's go ahead and get into this video. Now the first rumor that I saw, I think it came out on like May 17th-ish, but I still think it does apply to the Yankees. And the Yankees are to target left-handed bats at the 2021 Major League Baseball trade deadline. I think that this is definitely a possibility. For the Yankees right now, they're in a very interesting spot. They've lost, I think, 5 games straight, if I'm not mistaken, and they even got swept by the Tigers, which is just straight up embarrassing. Now, they did trade for Rougned Odor, which is a lefty bat that really hasn't done anything, honestly. And here's the thing. You know LeMahieu, Stanton, Judge, they're there to stay. But after that, I don't know that anything's stable there because Gleyber Torres, he's been horrible defensively, especially he's been horrible. And offensively, he's not been particularly great either. And he's a potential trade piece, I think, for this team. I think that it is very possible that he could be traded at the 2021 Major League Baseball trade deadline. Now, I don't think that that's totally for Trevor Story. I don't totally think that that should happen. Because even though it would make some sense, and their starting pitching has been better, I still think that they do need starting pitching over more hitting, honestly. And they still do need a left-handed bat. They have a lot of right-handed bats in that lineup, and I totally see why this rumor exists because it does seem very true for this Yankees team. I mean, you look at the top 6, it's right-handed hitters. You've got Gary Sanchez, Gleyber Torres, Gio Urshela, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, and Clint Frazier, and you've got Rougned Odor and Brett Gardner there. So I know a lot of people are saying Joey Gallo as well. I don't agree with that either. Joey Gallo just contributes more to their problem, and their problem of striking out too much. They're striking out way too much, and that's just contributing to the problem. Joey Gallo is a strikeout or home run type hitter, and even though I do think Joey Gallo is a good fit for some teams, aka the Rays, it's just not realistic. I don't think it should happen. One play that I look at though, that I absolutely think that the Yankees should be ringing the phone off about is Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are horrible right now. Even though Ketel Marte has not been great, he is on the injured list right now. So that's a big reason why. He's in like I don't think he's played many games. Yeah, he's only played 18 games this year. But in 18 games, 328 batting average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 370 on base percentage, 537 slugging percentage, 97 OPS. He's been very, very good in the time he has played. And Ketel Marte would make a ton of sense here. He's versatile as well, where he can play second base, center field. And I think he would make a ton of sense for this team. Brett Gardner is just not a starting left fielder. He's also a switch hitter. But, yeah. So, Brett Gardner's just not the center fielder for this team, and they could use definitely a center field upgrade. And why not a better center field upgrade than Ketel Marte? What would they possibly have to get back for a Ketel Marte? I think that a player like even Miguel Andujar would be very intriguing possibly to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Maybe Gary Sanchez as well, or Gleyber Torres even could be a little appealing to the Diamondbacks. If I was the Diamondbacks first, I would look at Gleyber Torres and try to get him. And for the Yankees, I don't think that they need a stellar shortstop with all the hitting that they've got right now. I don't totally think that Trevor Story's it. Like I said, I'm not a Trevor Story hater at all. I just don't particularly think that he's the biggest need right now, especially when you're using a half a year rental for Gleyber Torres. Now, I'm not the biggest Gleyber Torres fan either, but I'm just saying that for a player with a lot of potential, I don't know that I would give him up for just half a year of Trevor Story unless you really think this is the year, and I really don't have a lot of confidence that this is the year for the Yankees. Next rumor that we've got to talk about is the Brewers. The Brewers made a trade last week, maybe the week before, trading for Willy Adames for the Tampa Bay Rays. Does this put them out of the Trevor Story mix? Trevor Story is a player that we look at as an absolute guarantee to be traded at the 2021 Major League Baseball trade deadline. And they're going to get a pretty good package, you would think, back for him, even though they're only going to be getting a half a year rental. The Brewers here, they've got their shortstop now. They're kind of are out of the Trevor Story mix, which that's kind of our rumor here. But the thing is here, They don't have enough hitting here. I would be willing, if I am the Brewers, I am definitely willing to move Adames to second base and bring in Trevor Story. Now, here's the thing. They've got Colton Wong, Lorenzo Cain, and Christian Yelich. Top three is mainly of defensive-minded players, and Colton Wong and Lorenzo Cain. Avisail Garcia can hit a little bit. Omar Narvaez has been very, very good this year behind the plate and hitting-wise. And Keston Hiura, he's kind of inconsistent or a lot inconsistent. Willy Adames, I think, definitely has a chance to break out here with this team. I do think that they need a lot more hitting, but I don't think shortstop is necessarily the place that they need hitting there. I think Ketel Marte is an interesting player for this team as well. But I think that they should look at some other hitters possibly that could be traded here. And you've got to look at those players because I think that you kind of need to look at the places where you kind of just don't need anything. That's left field. I think you still could use a right fielder. I still think that they highly need a first baseman. Highly need a first baseman. Now, I don't know what's going to be there at the deadline. I obviously cannot predict that. Colin Moran from the Pirates is interesting to me. For the Tigers, there's not much. For the Orioles, their selling team, and Trey Mancini, I think is really intriguing for this team. He's a guy that has power, and at first base, you don't have to have a lot of them out of defensively. Joey Gallo is another player for this team that I think could happen. He's versatile. He can play first base, third base, the outfield as well. I think that he would make a lot of sense for this team. So those are some potential options, and I think they are out of the Story mix. So I actually buy that one, and I buy the Yankees one as well. So next one is the Twins are sellers. I'm actually not going to talk about this in today's video just because I have a video coming out Friday about what the Twins should do at the 2021 MLB trade deadline. And if you guys want to see more videos like that, then yeah, maybe we can do some more videos like that. But yeah, that's why I'm not going to talk about that rumor here. But next we're going to talk about is Jose Berrios. He is a, quote, name to watch for the Toronto Blue Jays. This is very interesting here because Jose Berrios has never lived up to that potential. And Jose Berrios, personally, I think is one of the more frustrating players in baseball for me, at least. Now, for the Blue Jays here, the Blue Jays have played okay this year. Now, they've played okay. They still have like a 27-24 record, but they are fourth place in the AL East. They still do need some pitching, even though Steven Matz has been good this year. They've had Hyun-Jin Ryu as well. They still, I think, need another pitcher. Jose Berrios, I'm interested to see if the Twins actually do trade him, what they would get for him, because Jose Berrios has been rather disappointing, but the potential is obviously there. He's 5-2 with a 3.36 ERA this year and 64 innings pitched, 69 strikeouts, and a 1.08 whip. But it's very interesting what they would possibly get back for him, because I don't think it would be that big of a haul that maybe you would be expecting for a guy that has the potential of being a ace type of pitcher. They still do need more starting pitching. The bullpen for the Blue Jays has been very surprising this year, and the hitting's obviously going to be there with one of the MVP favorites, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Marcus Semien. The hitting's going to be there. They're going to get George Springer back at some point. He has a strained quad right now. Hopefully he'll be back soon for that team. I still think they maybe could use another relief pitcher. I don't think that has to be a Josh Hader type player, but I still think that they could use a player there. Jose Berrios, though, I don't love the idea. I seriously have literally no interest in them trading for him. Even though I do think that it makes them better as an overall team, I still don't have – like, he's overrated. He's very, very overrated. Like, he's a number 2 in this rotation. A literate number 2 in this rotation to me. A number 2, maybe even number 3 in this rotation. I don't see the point. We'll talk about Minnesota selling as well because I can't really speak on that perspective because, like I said, video coming out Friday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. But, yeah. Next rumor we've got is Luis Rojas. His job is safe. I sell the rumor on Jose Berrios being a name. I mean, I believe that it's a name to watch, but I don't really think that a trade's going to happen. So buy and sell on that one. Next is Luis Rojas. His job is safe. Now, the Mets have been disappointed this year. I think that they've done good with the type of injuries that they've had. They have a 25-20 record. They've been solid this year, especially with the injuries that they've had. And Francisco Lindor's been obviously disappointing this year. For the Mets here, Luis Rojas, his job, I don't think is safe. I don't think it should be safe. Now, I'm not coming for Luis Luis Rojas' job here. I don't want to see people lose their job, but I do honestly have to think that I don't know how long of a leash that he can be given. They still have a 3.5 game lead right now, but still, for the Mets, I mean, I kind of sell this rumor that his job is safe, honestly. Next, we've got another Mets rumor here. The Mets are targeting Kyle Seager from what it looks like. The Mets have been desperate for a third baseman these last couple. They were interested in Nolan Arenado. They were interested in Jose Ramirez at some point. They were interested in a lot of different third basemen this offseason. And Kyle Seager, I can't help but think he would be a great fit for this team. And I think he is super underrated. And I'm not just making up that opinion. Because he has had a down 2021, honestly. 218 batting average, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, in a struggling Mariners lineup. Now, here's the thing. I think Kyle Seager would be a good fit. It's just the asset that you have to give up because they don't have a particularly good farm system anyways. And also, we're going to have a video about farm systems going up Thursday on the channel, which will be tomorrow by the time you're watching this video, but it's Tuesday at the time of filming this for me. But yeah, Kyle Seager, I think I can buy this rumor because I don't think that Jose Ramirez is going to be available, who's one of the better third basemen in baseball. I certainly do not think Nolan Arenado is going to be available. I'm starting to really more doubt that Chris Bryant's going to be available at the deadline. And there's just not really a star third baseman out there to possibly trade for them. And I think that Kyle Seager, I absolutely buy that one. But the Mariners are playing well as of recent. Next, we have to talk about is a John Gray trade. We all know about how bad the Rockies are. They're 20-34 right now, 14 games back in the NL West already. And you've got to look at a trade here, and you kind of – I think that there could be – I think that a team could value John Gray. But I also think a team could just – I think there's a good reason for why a team should value John Gray because he is currently doing pretty well. The 4-5 with a 3.71 ERA in 11 games started for the Rockies, and that's in Coors Field, one of the worst pitching ballparks in all of baseball. That's what really could get me excited about a John Gray trade. I do like the idea of the Blue Jays here as a potential spot for him. I think that there are a lot of teams that could potentially look at him and definitely get excited about a player like him when he's already pitching pretty decently in Coors Field. Now, as far as right now, the starting pitcher rankings in baseball, you've kind of got to look at those because, I mean, honestly, that kind of does make a lot of sense because you're not just going to stack a rotation up even more. Like, there's no point in that. But John Gray definitely could be appealing to some teams. Now, if we look at some of the bottom teams as far as the starting pitching rankings go, the Cubs are at the bottom, who are a contending team. Pirates and Rangers are next to last, and the Blue Jays, like I said, are an interesting team. I think the Braves are an interesting team here. I think you could package Daniel Bard in that trade, and that'd be a very interesting trade. I think that definitely there could be some interest from Minnesota as well. Minnesota would be an interesting team. The Angels, I doubt it. They just seem kind of out of contention. I think the Cardinals are very interesting. I still think that they could definitely pull off a trade for Max Scherzer. I think that it's probably the Cubs, the Braves, or the Blue Jays probably are the favorites right now. Next rumor we're going to move on to is Joey Gallo is as good as gone, according to this rumor, possibly to the New York Yankees. We've already talked about possibly to the New York Yankees, how I feel about that. But we've got to talk about some potential teams for Joey Gallo here because Gallo is a very interesting piece here. I don't think that they're going to get a huge haul back like maybe you would be expecting because Joey Gallo, honestly, I don't think is in deservance for a big haulback. He's had a 216 batting average, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs this year. He's just never really lived up to that potential. Like, yes, he's been good, but he's still got a low batting average every year, and he's still just not really lived up to that potential. He has had some good years in 2017 and 2018, but still, it kind of was also disappointing because his batting average was so daggone low. Now, some teams in need of some outfield help. Some teams in need of some outfield help are Detroit, Kansas City, unrealistic, Texas, but New York, the Mets might be an interesting trade piece. He could play third base as well, and the outfield, that could be very, very interesting there. I know the Yankees, no, please stop with that rumor, by the way. But yeah, those are some teams that I look at. Even Milwaukee, I could see as a potential destination. Obviously, Cleveland, I would think that you would think that that'd be a great fit, but they spend no money, and yeah, that's just unrealistic to say the least. The Mets, though, I think are probably the favorites, along with the Brewers and maybe even the Phillies. There, those are some potential teams that could trade for Joey Gallo. Even St. Louis, honestly, could be a potential option for Joey Gallo. There's a lot of potential options, but those are the latest MLB rumors and news as of right now. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, like I said, leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications because 88% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So get your life together. Hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. Thank you for watching, and peace.